Who?
Motherfucking Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson was the Gap Band. We stayed together from 1996, and he never appeared to be homeless because he wasn't.
Right.
Because he come around me, but he never told me.
And this is Charlie Wilson from the Gap Band. Got you.
Yeah, Charlie's a good dude, man. Him, Natalie. If you'd told me Natalie Cole, Michael Jackson, Prince, if you told me Tina Marie, Rick James, these people would have been dead, I would have thought you were lying. But what we do is we do a lot of shit for the extreme.
Right.
The extreme sometimes can be detrimental. You gotta know when to quit. And when they tell you if you go to Hollywood.
So you was homeless with Charlie Wilson?
I was homeless. I was homeless.
Or y'all was just fucking around with each other?
I was down with the DDG, Downtown Gangsters. That's there in Los Angeles.
Got you.
Like, you hear parts of Los Angeles where when it comes down the street, it's just, also it's a dead city. House and everything in that motherfucker, but it's a dead street.
Right.
But that's what they use for making films at the airport, that type of shit like that. But the thing is, all these people had a connection to my life, and I've always had my dad's love. I started being infatuated with shit when my mama taught me how to do certain shit. And it was cool, we did our thing. But as I grew up, I found out more and more about the actresses. Like I know the lives of Elvis Presley, Dean Martin, Joy Bishop, Jerry Lewis, Peter Lawson, who Peter Lawson was President Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's brother-in-law, married to his sister. And all this, for some reason, from November 22nd, 1963, at 12:30, when President John F. Kennedy was assassinated, I have a photographic memory for everything. I mean, I was in kindergarten. I remember looking at a speaker, and I remembered it. And my mom was sad. The world was sad. I knew it was a heaviness on it. But after him, Jacqueline Kennedy went on, and it's the lives I had to remember. And it's like, when you have a photographic memory, you have all this shit in your mind. You constantly play like songs. I have like 6,000 songs and constantly play.
It's just there.
When at first, my mom said, I don't want to tell you. She said, boy, you special. Back then when you special, then you was crazy. And you back, yo, yeah, you don't bust it. We got you. But as I grew, I learned that it was special. But I had to believe it. If you didn't believe some of the shit was put in front of you, see, from 1 to 17, I thought I was lucky. From 17 to now, I know I'm blessed because I have asked God for everything. And He's given me everything. I don't care what ill will I'm doing. I'm out here doing the wrong thing, right, doing what I do. I'm going to do what I do. He knew this shit was here. He put it here, the ingredients, whatever the fuck. He knows when the event of my demise, when I'm going to die, and He ain't did it yet, and I ain't going fast. And so He puts me in the middle of harm's way all the time. I've been in death's door so many times that I go, these motherfuckers were like, we finna die. Because they can't. You can't remember it if you do not know it till you.
So this is where you been at, though?
No, I've been
down
everywhere.
Here. Right.
And this is the thing about that. I can go from here to Oregon, here to Denver, here to Washington, here to New York, Fresno, Bakersfield, Tula, every fucking town I can go in and fit in. Stockton, Sacramento. I ain't going to Sacramento no more because the shit they did to me when I went down there. I mean, where the goddamn transportation center is, Amtrak.
I got you, downtown.
This is what I forgot. This is one thing I forgot. I forgot Sacramento is our capital. So on this coronavirus shit, they really got that shit down. They're not letting you do shit. You can't buy no fucking bus ticket with cash. You can't buy no fucking Amtrak ticket with cash. You gotta have a credit card. I ain't got no fucking credit card. It got so bad.
So it's been tough on you in the pandemic because of cash.
Listen, I'm telling you like this. I went to Sacramento because somebody here, Bristol Police Department, involved me in 3 murders that I didn't do. They know I didn't do it, but they did it in order to get me hurt. They wanted me to get hurt. I didn't get hurt. I went past what they thought I did. I shot a motherfucker that deserved it. And on tape, I can tell you, it's no big deal. He know. He ain't gonna tell you shit neither. But when you run up on a motherfucker that's real and you want to shoot or play like you shoot, they tried to intimidate me to the point where I stopped them on 6th Street one day and I told them, I said, oh, you're teaching me a lesson. This is what you do. I said, we going back to, I said, my daddy fought real hard, Reverend Taylor. My daddy, Monroe Taylor, he built the King Gideon Center, changed the name of Franklin to Martin Luther King. My daddy did this shit, and he did it all, and because he wanted unity, he didn't give a fuck if you were black, white, brown, Jew, Gentile, Protestant, or Catholic. He gonna represent you to the fullest. But now they try to turn that shit back to where it was, and I'm not gonna allow them. I don't give a fuck like they know it. They tried to kill me, they didn't, they should've. Niggas still here, so fuck what they're going through. And they know it. I know. I've been arrested 3 times out here in the last that I was banned from 4th Street Park. I didn't do pedestrian justice, and he gonna get rid of me. I told the motherfucker, you'll be dead before I leave 4th Street Park. And the motherfucker died the next day, and they thought I killed him. I might be stupid, but I ain't that fucking stupid. And but from that day on, they went against me. They wanted, but you see this band I got on right here? This is a municipal police officer's band. His name is Dennis Wallace. He died. I didn't ask for the van. I didn't ask for it. I know Dennis Wallace, but I didn't ask for the van. But somebody came up to me like they normally do and hands me a van. They handed me something first. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, like this bracelet. But I didn't take it. Then she said, well, take this. She gave it to me. So all this shit was planted on me, but it's a good plan. I don't mind. I ain't tripping off it. He's dead. I got his little memorial on me. I play golf. What the fuck? I can do that. But he didn't never arrest me, or if he did, I don't remember. But when you do this time, I'm 62 years old, I'm still knocking niggas down. It's 21, 20, 19, 18, because they learn one thing, how to fight, how to live.
You're in great shape for 62.
Trust believe me. Ask them motherfuckers, they tell you the same thing, because you get the ass whooped when they're out of line. You be disrespectful, you'll get treated disrespectful. I feel my ass whooping before I feel me, because they deserve it. I believe in right is right, wrong is wrong. If I'm wrong, I ain't gonna admit it, but I ain't gonna fuck with you no more on that subject we talking about. I ain't gonna apologize. I ain't sorry about the motherfucking thing I've done. You shoot me in the head right now, kill me, I'll live a completely cool life. Because some of the things I've heard, some of the things that do pertaining to me, from the penitentiary, I've been in every major penitentiary in California, from Soledad, San Quentin, Folsom.
How much time have you done in total in prison?
That number is up to the courts, up to you gotta Google that shit, because it's on there. Because I don't burn my brains up thinking about what they did to me, but instead of using prison as a motherfucking refinement for me, or retaining me, I turned the bitch into a college. I had access to everything. I had access to whatever the fuck my job was, whether I was for agriculture. You better believe I had a fucking tractor and a big ass truck and a bunch of shovels, and I sold every one of them. If I was in the kitchen, they had a fucking interviewer at DBI when I was there. She said, and she started off like this: inmates at DBI are taking $1 million for 80 million. We were selling your shit for like quarters. We get millions of dollars a year, like food products, meat, Kool-Aids, cereal, and we sell them. Yeah, we do that, but that's everywhere you go. And the police don't say nothing, because you got 2 choices: you come into prison, you do your 8, you hit the gate. Because if you come in that motherfucker and try to solve a lot of problems that are detrimental to how this bitch runs, no, you get rid of your ass. My homeboy, he got life, but he's a good motherfucker. It ain't Ray Ray. I get props. Baby, I get shot because I know you gonna see this, baby. But he had life, and he got kicked out of Soledad because he had relations with a female staff. So they sent him to Tracy. When you get to Tracy, he knocked the ugliest bitch. I said she's ugly, nigga. And he knocked the ugliest bitch at Tracy, which was the laundry lady. Now, because he did it twice, you can get a bitch in the penitentiary, but it's like the lotto. So I'm gonna win it, he gonna win it. You might not get it, but you can see it, right? And the motherfucker, he ended up getting so protective of her. If you know Tracy, people that know Tracy knows what I'm talking about, the laundry room. He would go in the back and he would tell my homeboy, yo, come here, don't mess with her no more. Like, nigga, you doing life number 1, you knock the bitch number 2, shut the fuck up and do what you're supposed to do. But everybody been working in life, they come and tell me, man, your boy Ray Ray, man, he's tripping, woo, right? So it got out, I never said that, but it got out so, because all these niggas knew. And it got out to where the goon squad put GoPro cameras in the back room where they was hiding, right? Catch the bitch sucking his dick, and then walk the bitch out in cuffs. And you got get the bitch, you gone. But Ray Ray went to the hole. So when my cellie tell me, I said, man, look, I said, that's too bad. And I ended up walking down the tier, I see Ray Ray though. I said, man, hey, what's up, Ray? He said, I thought you was in the hole. He said, no, now in the penitentiary, there's signs all around that bitch. And you know what they say? They say no means no, and yes isn't acceptable. That means you can't consent to sex, and no means no to her. Ray Ray said the bitch raped you. That nigga finna get paid. Do something, nigga, you'll see it, nigga. You gonna get paid, but that he got a life. He got life sentence. He got double life. That's what lifers do. Lifers are cool people, but they're kids. You can meet the nicest lifer in the world. Hey, you look like this motherfucker on the front porch. Nice as fuck, but they fuck with him, you fuck with the job, you fuck with the kid. And they didn't like it. They say there's no camping in his park, no tenting. I told him, well, if there ain't no tinny, these are the people you see out here are the people who either you ain't welcome at the shelter no more, your ass don't like the shelter no more, you got a bunch of derelict ass motherfuckers you don't want to be around, and they don't want to go. So I don't have to be here, but they do. The motherfucker asked me, why are you here? I'm here to do what I do. But I can't understand. They told me that downtown. I went downtown. I built what you call tumbleweed in. I built 8 feet of tumbleweed around a tree, and they never knew. I was in there like a luxury apartment, with bed, breakfast, whatever you want to call it. And they said, when they arrested me for a warrant, not that, with a warrant, but they came there anyway. They said, we got people to clean this up. We got people to do that. I said, okay, no problem. I went to jail, got cited out, and I stayed away for a month. When I came back, it looked like a war zone on the 8th Street Bridge. Styrofoam papers everywhere, and garbage. But when I was there, it was completely clean. I did it on purpose. Took every stone, not cigarette butt, whatever the fuck you call down. The bus drivers, I know every one of them. They're cool people. You know, they were sad to see me get arrested with the city here. This is a bad public relationship. I mean, for us, public relationship with the police department, because I'll challenge them at every step they get. I don't give a fuck about them. And when you call my name up, when you put Perry Allen Taylor Sr. on police's radio, you know what it tells them? It tells you I'm armed and dangerous. I've never been caught with a gun in my life, never. But this is what because what they're doing is, this is what they think. And they should think it, because it's a nuclear war with me, man. You get a 9, I get a 9. You get a bazooka, I get a bazooka. You get a tank, I get a tank. You get whatever the fuck. If you're not gonna get the same shit they got, get the fuck out the way, because you become collateral damage, because you're just in the fucking way. Some people get in the way for no reason at all. I get out the way. I shoot good, but I'm getting my eyes are getting bad. So I start using grenades. They got them. It's no big secret. They got grenade launchers, all kind of shit. You think I didn't give me one? They're trying to kill us. They ain't trying to hurt us. You shoot them up over the grenade line. And the military. Everybody thinks the military is good. I'm militarily trained. That's what I am. Oh yeah.
Oh, you have military experience as well.
Yeah, I did my basic training in Fort Leadenwood, Missouri. I did my AIT in Fort Benning, Georgia, and then I was deployed. I did something where I was trained to do what they train you. They're training you to kill people is what they train you. But these kids nowadays, they're going into the military on the strength of getting a GI loan and traveling the world. But then they become killers. And what they do you know that 22 American soldiers commit suicide every day? 22, you know why? Because they're told to go into buildings, because they went for the GI loan and the travel. Now they're in Iraq, Afghanistan. You go into a building the size of the Matic Shoe Center, and you drop the whole building. You have to wait 2 hours. 2 hours later, you go in for reconnaissance. That means anybody that's in that bitch gonna die. I don't give a fuck if it's the baby that made it, he gonna get shot. If it's somebody with a broken arm, you gonna shoot him. Now when a 19, 18, 17, or whatever fucking year you gotta go in the Army goes into that building, they don't want to do that, but your platoon leader has been ordered by your platoon captain, the platoon sergeant, and he got it from the captain, and it goes up the line. You're told to do that. If you do that, now, when I go in there, I say, shoot that baby. And the baby is innocent. Baby ain't got nothing to do with it. I say, shoot the baby, and you don't shoot him, guess what I can do to you for not shooting him? It's called treason. I can kill you right there on the spot. So that's what they do. And now, what we do, it's treason because you're disobeying a direct order from your platoon leader, who got it from the platoon sergeant, who got it from the platoon captain, who got it from platoon. You see what I'm saying? All the way up the shit. You gotta do it. They want that shit done. They ain't playing with this shit. They do it. And now, if you don't do it and you're nervous, the guy walk up and just pow, shoot the baby in the goddamn head, and you guys go back to your company. The next day, though, when you go out for reconnaissance, you get to lead the way. You clear the path. They take you, who didn't want to shoot that baby yesterday, and you will walk to that tree. But you're looking everywhere, and using the gun. Once you clear this path, we advance forward. Then you do it again. But during that time, you get killed by friendly fire. You know, that's us shooting at somebody we thought was relevant, but we hit you. That's what that is. That's how the dude from Texas, that I can't think of his name, but he's a football player. That's how his ass got killed, because he didn't like what he seen. But over there, I got to tape my homies. I mean, and I'm there too. Ain't no big deal. But you see, it's wartime.
So how long were you like in the military in total? I
was only in the military 3 years. But you know what they do? Guess what? It's better to come get me. I mean, I've been in every penitentiary, they still use me. I don't go no more because they're going to kill me in Iraq. I don't blame them. I'll kill me too for doing what the fuck I did. What they do, though, it's easier to send me than to get somebody that's going to basic training, AIT, and then he's green. You can't get him no matter how good he is, you feel me? You can't get it. It's easy to call me up. Hey, look, can we talk to you for a minute? Yeah. You need this. And then they give you 50 G's, 25,000. They know it. I keep one thing about it. I keep records on their ass because the military chick shit. They'll do like that fucking show tell you. Disavow any knowledge that you doing shit, and you'll sound crazy as fuck. So I was telling them that's what they did. But that's what they do. They don't care. They'll just tell you, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, and I don't blame them. But the last time I went.
So I see you even got to be strapped out here too. I see military.
Don't get to be strapped out here.
Right.
Because if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. You ain't necessarily like yourself, but you got motherfuckers. I tell this every day. Like a pussy. And like I said, the last time I went, like in the United States, you know how we go down the freeway, you see signs that say Fresno 25 miles. In Iraq, Iran, Yemen, all these signs on the freeway are pictures of people, big ass pictures of people who have given their lives for Marty. I learned to call it the Adhan because my homies was Muslim. And when you're Muslim, and I want to know why in the fuck, I ain't gonna give my, if a motherfucker tell me, praise Allah, yeah, praise Allah, hell the black man, yeah, hell the black man, yeah, can't eat no pork chop, man, fuck you, I'm out of that shit when you say that, cause I'm eating pork, I'm eating bacon, all that shit. But back in the day, the Muslim dudes, and I got a lot of Muslim homies, I learned to call the Adhan because the Adhan is a prayer they do 5 times a day. And it's Hayyo Falat, Hayyo Falat. Anu Muhammadan Rasulullah, Anu Muhammadan Rasulullah, Hayyo Falat. And they believe that they will have 60 mansions with gold, 70 virgins. And it's a belief that they believe because they live by the Bible. They live by the word. I mean, when you fuck up, your girl fuck up, she gets stoned. And that was one of the most saddest films I've ever seen in my life because I seen a man dig a hole for his daughter, put her down on her knees, and they covered her with dirt, and that's what her head showing. And then the daddy must throw the first stone. And he hits the bitch's goddamn fucking head. She goes, oh, papi, and what the fuck? Everybody else joins in with stones. That's what the Bible tells you to do when you have certain trips you don't do. But when I go over there, I never trust. Now, if Saddam Hussein would be alive today, if he just would have shut the fuck up, and he kept hollering, I got weapons of mass destruction, weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. Okay, motherfucker. And all that shit was fake. But now, you know how he died? He died in a fucking hole with $750,000 thrown in a bag of fucking candy bars. And then they do this. When they hang the motherfucker, when you get hung, they calculate it. There's a guy that calculates your weight, how much rope they need, how far to drop you to make it decent. They deliberately put that man higher so he end up being decapitated. But if he, like I said, if he just shut the fuck up, he would have had none of that at all. Weapons of mass destruction, that nigga didn't have shit, but what he got. But the United States, as you see when they hired Donald Trump. Donald wasn't going to get another term, but they go to try to scare him now to shut up because he knows things he ain't supposed to know, and he will shut up because they take Habana, all them motherfuckers will get broke. He's made money. He's profited off this thing, and I don't blame him. I would too. But once he won, I knew right then that any motherfucking president that tells you we can feel pussies anytime we want to the female, and the females are, hey, let them bitch, what the fuck's wrong with you? When I went to sleep, I was in Tracy, not Tracy, I was in DBS, Jamestown. I went to sleep about 12 o'clock. Hillary Clinton was winning. I woke up in the morning, niggas said, hey, Trump, boy, what the fuck? I'm like, fuck, man. All the guards that are there who are protecting us, that are prejudiced against us, they have you, good old boy down in Sonora, oh yeah, they glad. Now let me know what kind of motherfucker was.
So has it been different out here, like with coronavirus and?
The coronavirus is this. Check this out. Ain't a motherfucker out here that I know got no coronavirus. You know, our immune systems are adjusted to this shit. Now, if you've been sheltered in place all your goddamn life, working at the courthouse or going to the library, your ass deserves to die because you're born any fucking way. But it ain't gonna get us because my system, I had everything. I got bit by a fucking rattlesnake. Instead of taking the regular fucking 99 shots, I took 3 of them motherfuckers, that's it. Killed the rattlesnake, he decided his cage. But I didn't realize that motherfucker was coiled. When I put the gerbil in, something threw me off for a minute, and I let it go and it wiggled. When it wiggled, that motherfucker came like a lightning. Pow! And it hit me. I knew I hit. And this bitch talking about suck the poison out the heat. I'm not sucking shit out. That shit fucking around kill me and you. I shit, they didn't like that. But I'm gonna challenge them every time I get it. And I told them on 17th Street, I said, my daddy worked hard to make it racially acceptable. My daddy and Bob Gallo are best friends. Reverend Taylor and Bob Gallo were the best friends ever. And I can go to Bob Gallo anytime I want to. I left a note on his goddamn parents.
The winery owner.
Yeah, Bob Gallo, yeah. Ernst and Julio's nephew. And that's another thing. See, people about these gallows, they're good people. Bob is good. I got love for you, Bob. Tell you see this, I got you, Bob. But my thing is this. If you ever go to the beginning of when this shit happened, and it's not hard, go to Scenic General Cemetery, the one out there on Scenic, and you'll see that Ernest and Julio and Joseph's parents died mysteriously on the same day. Then they took over. And they so, and it's no big secret I don't like Joseph and E&J. That's E&J. I drink their shit. But I don't like the motherfuckers because their brother Joseph tried to produce a cheese under his name Gallo, and they sued the motherfucker and they won. Why would you sue your brother if he tried to make some money? Y'all got the winery, you decided to get some fucking cheese. And they sued their brother and they won. And Bob, back in the day, and this is documented, back in the day, my daddy bought a black on black Eldorado Cadillac. And Bob lived we lived on 612 South Emerald. Bob lived across the Smart 20 School on Carpenter, and he had just finished building that. It was built maybe 5 years. The mansion in the back, and he had a zoo, and he had giraffe, and he had all that shit. He invited us to dinner and shit. We go over there, and I see a flaming bowl of fucking peaches. I don't eat that shit. I'm going to Smart 20. We eat hot dog cameras, all that type of shit. But he bought we lived, like our driveway was circular. So my dad didn't drive, my mom always took it, but he's blind. My dad's totally blind all my life. And my mom parked a black Eldorado there. Bob pulled up with a white one. And him and Daddy, I remember looking at him and Daddy got out of the car, and they stood there by themselves. And they said, yeah, Monroe, looks like we got a pretty good thing here. Daddy, they would do the little joking thing between each other. And my dad, like I said, he never ceased to amaze me because he told me about all this shit before it happened. So.
And your father was blind your entire life?
My father was Dr. J. Monroe C. Taylor. If you go to the Mellis Park, the King Kennedy Center was built for my father in order to represent Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy, because they died in '68, one on April 4th, the other one on June 5th in Los Angeles at the Ambassador Hotel. But that was an honor. But they didn't want to give my daddy that job at first. They had somebody else. The city was going to clear it in the '60s. He was blind. So when he appeared in the pulpit, he'd have a black robe on. He had a natural, the salt and pepper, black on one side, girl on the other, and he wore dark glasses because he was blind. He appeared militant. And that's what they didn't like. But my daddy let him know.
So this is during like the Black Panther.
Yeah, exactly, with the
movement.
Black Panthers were the one that came here to Modesto. They were going to kill my father one time. It's documented. If you want to do the research on it, it's there. The Black Panthers came, and I'm telling you, they stopped 250,000, mind you, not hundreds. 250,000 Hells Angels at the San Diego border. They stopped another 100,000 at the Oregon border. The Black Panthers came from Oakland, and they were all on top of my roof at 612 South Emerald. And I never seen my daddy at his best, because I remember Martin was still doing his thing, but they were all about to die. Everybody was about to die during this time. And they were all on my roof, and my dad was sitting there. I remember he had a stable in his hand. He had his dark glasses on. It's fucking like 12 o'clock at night. He's talking to a young man that's dead now. His name is Huey P. Newton. And there's H. Rap Brown. There's the guy who died in Salinas, James McClain, who held that famous picture in Life magazine with the judge with the shotgun to his neck and the gun in his hand, which they both died, the judge secluded. I got Angela Davis is there. And I looked at my father, and he's blind now, mind you, and he's been told all this is happening, and he has not a worry in the world. I looked at my daddy, and he just like this. Okay, you got it. All right, Hoss, come here, Hoss. All right, Hoss, you got that. And when I seen that from that deal, I wanted to do something for the people. But the thing about that is my daddy had his monument at King Kennedy Center says, dedicated to Dr. J. Monroe C. Taylor for his dedicated services as an advocate for the downtrodden, dedicated his 23rd day of September 1989. Now, Daddy loves these motherfuckers. I mean, anybody. Daddy did. I don't got the same love. I'm not going to die for you. I'm not going to do that shit for you. I have love for you, but I don't have the same love that my daddy had. Everybody asked me, why don't you take your daddy's job? Well, I'm not doing that shit. I didn't like it. To me, they took advantage of my daddy, and I didn't like it anyway. And then when I started the bands and shit, I started getting married. I've been married 8 times. I got 14 children. I got 120 to 130 nephews and nieces here alone. Wow. There's probably more children, but at the time, my wife's, if you were with me, if you didn't want to be with me, you made an excuse that there was no child. That way, I didn't have the money. I paid for all mine. The damn thing I ain't paid for. And but if most of my wives were good girls, it was me. I stay gone long. I'm gone for months, sometimes years, and it was me. But I actually loved each one of them. And but if you go to each one of them today, if you line them all up in a row and talk to them, they appear to be the same person because they tell me that they were conforming to what I wanted, but that is actually what they thought they could get. And every major thing that's happened to me, I've lived through it because I can. I mean, I've torqued cars. I've wrecked cars where you would think a motherfucker should have been dead, but I know I'm not lucky. I know I'm blessed. Because I should have been dead years ago, if not by accident. I bungee cord, bungee cord, hand glide, parachute, all this shit. And for some reason,
had 14 kids in the midst of all this.
I've had probably more than that, but
But 14 what you know of, for sure.
I'm saying something on record too. I want my son Perry to understand, son Perry Jr. I'm not gonna say what I'm mad about, but I want him to understand, in case he sees this, I want him to understand, you fucked up, I didn't, and I don't care about your apology, you kissed my ass. When you get whatever you get, you come see me then, but until then, stay the fuck away from me because you did this, I didn't. I have to tell you this because this is what you did. I never done nothing to you. You grew up learning and seeing war stories, and now you fucking become one. You fucked up, kid. You ain't as tough as you think you is because you see that now. You see what I did to your girlfriend. I did that. Imagine that. But I also was with Chief of Police to be filed a report on 4th Street Park, so I got a lot of But when you fuck with people who tell you they're gonna do what they do, you should watch what you fuck with. Because anything I tell you I'm gonna do it. Oh, I got more girls than anybody. That's why, hold on for 1 second. You can follow me if you want, this good.
Okay.
Green light! Green light! Green light!
Come on, man. Don't put it on me, yo. God, I gotta eat everybody else's disrespect. I gotta eat that shit.
No.
I gotta eat that shit. I gotta eat it. Suck it up. I gotta sit there and take it like a punk.
No, punk.
I didn't treat you like a punk either.
What?
I said I didn't treat you like.
Yeah, actually you did. Yeah, that whole scene, that whole little scene, that was treating me like a punk. Look at me here. All I said to you was I can't hear you. Your back is turned, nigga. That's all I said to you. You're talking to me like this, with your back turned. I can't hear you. Your back's turned. Am I wrong? I said turn around. You know what I'm saying? Disrespect me. Dog, cat, ghost, or gopher. Nobody is disrespecting me. Nobody. I said nobody's disrespecting me. I don't give a who it is. Keep talking, dude. I guarantee this, you lost a good friend. I can tell you that.
Look, tell me what's with all that. You all right? I love you, boy. You hear me? I love you, man.
All right, Uncle.
All right. Take your ass over here, boy. Sometimes shit happens. And from now on, when you're filming, I don't give a fuck what it is. Don't stop till I tell you stop. Okay?
I got you.
On that, don't turn it off.
All right, so what's the rule? Tell me the rule.
The rule is this. When I tell you turn it off, turn it off. If I don't tell you, nobody can tell you turn it off. Other than that, I got it. I delete whatever I fuck. If it's something detrimental to that person's whatever the fuck, I have you edit it and take it through. But other than that, we won't stop. Because then you miss the concept, man. You miss what you're doing. Some shit happens. Now, you might see me beat a motherfucker's ass. Don't.
So just let the camera roll.
Let it roll, man.
All right, G. I got you, G.
I don't tell you start, but I start. I ain't scared, man. Fuck, I can do it good. What I do is what I do. Sometimes, that's my nephew. Like, I can allow a male to dominate a female in public. Now, if you don't want me in your business and you wonder why I'm in your business, it's because either you're in front of me in my business, draw me into yours, and that's why I got involved. But when I come to get involved, it's the way it go. Call whoever the fuck you want to call. Police, military, I don't give a fuck because I go to jail sometimes. People say, you used to go to jail? Yeah, I'm not. I've been cited out. I've been cited out so many times. I ain't never in my life been cited out many times like I've been this time because I don't get cited out. I'm that nigga that don't take deals. I don't plea bargain. If you tell on me, you bring it to court, you're gonna tell in that stand where I can identify you. Ain't no secret shit to me. If you tell on me, I'm going, I don't know, we'll give you 2 months and you time serving. I don't give a fuck. We're going to jury trial. I got 7 prison priors. That means we got 7 trials. And the only person that understands this, and I'll give her much credit, is Judge Nancy Ashley. She told the people, the DA, and the probation department, that Mr. Taylor has an agenda. That's me. I do have an agenda. They were going to give me 18 years for 0.2% of methamphetamine. I wanted to see who hated me so much that they would do that for me, because I know I'd be back. I'd be back, if not on appeal, on a judgment, on a law, I would be back. But I wanted to see who hated me that much. Well, you would give me 18 years, and I was going to trial. I set it all up. I wish Judge Nancy actually knew I would do it because I took 20 years out of her goddamn courtroom in 2009. And because of Prop 57, I got kicked out in 7 years from Pelican Bay. Now, she knew that I would do that. And she knew I was going to, I want to say, you want to pay this much money? Yeah, I'm going to cost you a lot of money. And because you do that, this is what they're mad about. They're mad because, and you know what? I'm telling you one thing about the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department. Since the day that happened, the Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department haven't fucked with me one day. Not one fucking day. I done did everything in front of me that I can do, and they don't fuck with me. They haven't. But the police department is Modesto PD against me. And what they wanted to do, I could have a sleeping bag on that motherfucking porch. And they would come to me first. Now I'm like this. I told the motherfuckers, the other day he pulled up in the park. And he came straight, that's where I'm at right there. He said, you gonna get to film that shit too. And that's a classic. You want to film
right there?
Yeah, that's right there. I was barbecue, you gonna film that in that, and I won't break from what I do. My thing is this: the police department told me, but you got a fire, Mr. Taylor, you got a fire burning, motherfucker. Stay your punk ass out here at night, and you'll see, you'll light one too. You'll ask me out here. We had a fire right here that night before last. The fire department dudes pulled the truck there, and they came over there and they said, hey, they still got a fire. Is this a cool fire or? It's just a regular fire. Well, you know, we got a lot of cars. We'll put it out there. But it's no big deal. All these little burst spots on there, I did. I'll do it again. Because this park is about to be changed into a water fire. They're about to cut every diseased tree out here. They knew these trees were dying when I told them they were dying. When I told them they were dying, it was just hypey. Now every fucking tree out here that you see that fucking mistletoe in, mistletoe ain't got a goddamn thing to do with Christmas. It's a fucking fungus, and it's killing every tree. These trees have sex all day long, so they interchange with the shit they got. They're all diseased, every one of these. And they knew it when they spent that I'm the one that got them $1.2 million for the fucking youth center. Once I did that, me, a brother he dead now named Sugar Bear, his wife Elizabeth, they all helped me do this. And they're all from that cement block that you see. And the way to get in there was that 2 doors you got. The entrance was the front, which is now over there. My daddy got the man that runs that center right there, his job 50 years ago. His name's Bruce Locker. That's my boy. I love him. I got love for him. But Bruce has gotten too comfortable in his goddamn position to where he was happy when the coronavirus came because he didn't have to come to this bitch. All through the years or whatever, everybody's getting paid. This town is running off with nothing but a goddamn, most people don't go to work. But since the coronavirus has come, Washington is done, they've given everybody that had a reputable business the right to either run it discreetly or the best profit you had that month, they'll pay you for it. So that means you don't gotta go to work, we're gonna pay you, but you gotta come there and clean your place up, keep it par, and all that type of shit. But everybody got used to it. Now don't nobody really wanna go back to work. Nobody wanna fucking go to work. And as far as school goes, this is gonna be the dumbest motherfucking generation of kids we ever had in our life, or the sharpest motherfuckers that can do what they want. Because the homework and shit, hit a button, boom, they do the whole thing for you.
So you think the pandemic is gonna either make children really, really intelligent, or it's gonna make them really fall off?
Criminals, because they know they don't got, look, they figured it out on their computer. How can I take 10 tests at one time? Click, oh shit, they need to send it to the button. Everybody does the same thing. So I tell motherfuckers this all the time, you Google smart. That means if I ask you who shot John F. Kennedy, you go, let me Google it. You'll Google and you get Lee Harvey Oswald. When you get Lee Harvey Oswald, you go, What happened to the magic bullet? You Google that. They tell you the magic bullet. You really don't got shit. I got the actual knowledge of how they died, where they died, what I'm talking about, Parkland Hospital, Texas Depository. And that's why I tell people you're only Google smart because you only know what the fuck Google told you. Other than that, you can't go deeper than I can on a subject. They only go so far, they go, I don't know. What's up, baby? How you doing, man? You good? But that's how they do it. That's my partner right there, you good. And, but when you Google smart, you got motherfuckers that follow you. And when they follow you, I'm like, this stupid motherfucker don't know. Because if you tell me the ingredients of the nuclear bomb, and you say you use a grain of petroleum, a little bit of uranium, and a dash of minerals, I know logically you're full of shit when you get the minerals because it doesn't trade. This is the language, I have to equate that same little scenario I just told you into the whole day of what you do. For some people in San Francisco and Sacramento ain't shit because they send them mentally ill here. San Francisco will pay you $200 to leave here if you're mentally ill. Sacramento will give you 50. But what they've done, they shot so many motherfuckers at one time that there ain't nothing wrong with nobody. It's just, to me, when you call mental illness, ain't nothing but that motherfucking tripping, having fun and do what he do. And that, you know, they just made it mental. All that, what they call it shit, OCD, AAD, all that, another damn dummy. That's ADD. Now, what they do, people just act the way they act. It's a defense in order not to be worried about what you're doing. I walk every alley on this bitch I walk down. My homeboy told me he went down the alley the other night, and he said he was talking to himself. But and then he said some people hit him in the head with a stick. He had blood on his face. I ought to see what he did where he fucked up. If you go down an alley at night, if you go down anywhere at night and you're going, fuck you, motherfucker, some bitch, somebody gonna beat your ass. You run in your goddamn mouth. Quit running your goddamn mouth. Walk through that bitch slowly, and you get through. I don't think everywhere ain't been hurt. Ain't been, and if I am hurt, I heal real quick. Like I said, I ain't lucky, I'm blessed. And
so when you usually get hurt, like you don't have to go to the clinic or the doctor?
I don't go to the clinic because I cut my hand the other day. I'm a chronic bleeder. If I cut my hand right here the other day.
That's dangerous.
But my thing,
COVID too?
my thing is this. Give me a ride, but don't take me to the hospital. Take me to AM/PM. I do the shit myself. I buy what I need. Bandages, I die trying to get to the fucking hospital. But that shit. Got military. I've never asked the military for one motherfucking thing. But they've come back and given me stuff on the under because I ain't that lucky. Like I said, I know I gotta be blessed. I've walked in places where something was just there. And you know that. You know I lost that. And nobody lost this. And they done this lost.
Right.
But they can't give it to me. So what they do is they make me look like I found it. And I found a lot. I'm talking about a lot. If I told you how I found, you'd be surprised. But the police don't like it because
What have you found?
it's my money though. I done walked up on 10 G's in a suitcase. That's mine.
Oh, you found 10,000 in a suitcase?
Easy. but I've also, man, my wife Melissa will tell you, we walked around the corner, there's a candle lit and 2 trays of, she goes, well, who did that? I said, I don't know, but it's cool. We did it. We were in our car. We lived in our Mitsubishi for damn near a year. I put 80,000 miles on it. You know why? You know why?
Why?
They thought I died in a riot in Tulsa. My friends, my homies, thought I died. And they had a memorial right here for me, right over there. And they had a freaking, a whole memorial. But these people were crying and these people were caring. You know what they did? Because my brother Charles, who's mad at me right now, and I don't blame Chuck, you should be mad at me. I used your ID, your identity, and I did it again, I'm sorry. But I was gonna say, they were mad at me.
That you took his ID and your brother should be mad at you.
My brother, I used my brother's ID, and it was 2009 when I did it. That's one of the cases I got combined when I did 20 years, and I only did 7 off it. But my brother is a good dude, man, and he's the only one I got left here in Modesto. I only got Charles. Marie is in Oxnard, California. Brenda is in Eugene, Oregon. Monroe is in Reno. And I got Charles. It was just us. But I used his name. I shouldn't have done it, but see, for the first time, I wanted to show somebody that I was going to the penitentiary for no fucking reason, and they were fucking with me. So instead, I used my brother Charles' name, and from that point, I stayed out 18 months easy. But I didn't pay the ticket. I had 2 tickets. Now, in 2009, my brother took his time and got that straightened out while I was gone for that 7 years. And when I got out of prison, I did it again because I didn't want to give my name, because I didn't want to approach probation, and they end up turning into warrants. Now, my brother is head of security. He's head of security, and he doesn't need that. So every time I went to tell him about it, we'd be at his house. Well, you know, he lives across town. We'd be at his house. We'd be drinking beer, chilling, and he's talking about the time that happened in 2009. But I'm trying to explain to him that I did it again in 2017. But we're laughing about the 2009 one, and I can't bring myself to tell him. And but my son Perry, who at the time we were okay, he blew up himself. He blew up in the house we own out on Renee Drive, 2020 Renee Drive. I got a 42-inch citation in the backyard of that. My ex-wife Trish, my fourth wife Trish, lives in that. And Perry blew himself up, and he went to UC Davis Medical Center. And it's all documented. Anything I say, you can go back and check it out. But I went to UC Davis Medical Center because Perry got 47% of his body burned. And at first they didn't want to let me in because they said that they didn't know what the situation was, whether it was attempted murder on my son or whatever the fuck. But I got my ID. I said, look, my name is Perry Allen Taylor Sr., and I showed them this. They don't want to let me in, but you're going to let me in. And I told them that that's Perry Allen Taylor Jr. You know it. I'm his daddy, and I didn't do that to him. And they said, well, we still got this, we still got that, I said, look, if you impede my ability to get to my child on the second floor and he dies in the process, what the fuck do you think I'm gonna do? I'm a John Q, this bitch, and we all in trouble. That's what I'm gonna do, I know me. And they said, well, they had a powwow real quick. Okay, sir, you can go. And I've never been in a place in my life. UC Davis Medical Center is one of the most painful places to go. You don't joke, you don't laugh, you just don't. Those people are burnt beyond recognition. And I didn't know, so the second day I went in, you have to push a button, be coded in, all this shit, be sterile masks, all this shit. When I went in, I didn't know if that was my son in front of me or not, because I seen him in a dark area with bandages all on. So I thought it was him, but this guy had burnt off legs. He was burnt to beyond, there was nothing there but burnt. And I felt bad, and she said, don't stare, don't stare. I said, I'm not staring, I thought it was my fucking son. I ain't playing, and I ended up, the people at the Kawani house, I like to thank them because they did me a favor. It cost me a lot of money there. I had some money saved, and the Kawani house people charged me, shut the fuck up, I thought you were somebody else. Hey, the Kawani house, they charge you like $80 a day. But I made a thing with me and Melissa, my wife, and it charged me $50. I had the money to pay to March 3rd, and I gave everything I had. I gave it all. But my wife, this is why it pissed me off. I shouldn't have did it, but I did it. That's the way it go. I ain't apologize for the goddamn thing, I did it. But we had a luxury suite. We had a kitchenette that was out, because of them. And but she's starting to act like this is a fucking vacation and not something that I'm dealing with my child. Whether he's 31 or not, it's my motherfucking baby, and I'm focused on that. I didn't give a fuck about the gratuities or that other shit. And my brother Charles, the first day we were there, he paid Motel 6 online, which charges you up the ass. He charged me $75. Because I don't give a fuck, I stay in my car. I ain't tripping. Charles said, no, you got me a room at the Motel 6 for $75, too much. We don't pay that. Then I came back to Modesto and got the fucking, but see, all this time though, my brother doesn't know I did it again. I used his ID. He's being nice to me. He's doing that type of shit for me.